Wizards podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's good, Wizards fans, and welcome to the Locked On Wizards podcast. This is your host, Ed Oliver, with my co-host, Dealante. He is back and feeling better, but tonight is not a good night. We took the L tonight, 5-2. So we gotta bounce back. We gotta have a short memory and learn from this game. But before we do hop into the recap, I just want to thank you guys for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms. Just want to make sure you guys subscribe to Locked On Wizards on iTunes. And thank you guys. We did hit 700 subscribers this past weekend. Got a lot of views for the Celtics recap. You guys were definitely lit and excited, just like me after that double overtime win. So I just want to thank you guys for subscribing to Locked On Wizards on YouTube. But D, let's get to your reaction to this game. What were your biggest takeaways to this loss tonight to the Atlanta Hawks?
I think the Atlanta Hawks did a great job today, especially in that third quarter. Yeah, I told you before, it reminded me of that Brooklyn Nets game. I felt like in that third quarter, the Hawks defensively stepped up, locked in. I feel like they forced the Wizards out of their game plan like the Nets did, and they forced the Wizards to take shots that the Hawks wanted them to take. It was a lot of settling with the shooting, and they came into the quarter down 3, and at one point got it down to, the Hawks boosted the lead up to 15. The Wizards went ice cold from the field, and that happens with the Wizards from time to time. It'll just be like little periods where they can't buy a bucket. And the 3-point shooting, it's a bit of an issue. Especially when the person taking majority of the threes is Beal, who's been struggling from 3 all season. It's rough. It really is. So, I got to give the Hawks a lot of credit. They was trying to get their revenge at home. They're a very good team, and it's not shocking that they came out with the win. What I did like from what I seen from the Wizards was they fought. It was like a minute and some change left in the game. They didn't give up. They didn't just start letting the Hawks do whatever they want. And I think that's a big character thing to show that, no matter what, you're still going to play the game for the full time. You're on the court until the clock hit 000. So I did like that as far as what I seen from the Wizards. But, you look at the free throw discrepancy. 16 free throws from the Wizards to the Hawks 29. They shot 29, made 29. Even though the Wizards made all 16 of theirs, the Hawks got to the line a lot. And they took advantage of the mismatches. Whether it was Howell Neto, he found his way on Collins, or KCP found his way on Collins, etc. If they found a mismatch, they found it. So, like I said, I got to give praise to the Hawks. They played a great game today. Gallinari was killing the Wizards off the bench from 3. And they made tough shots.
Yeah, you're 100% right. They played zone against us for the majority of the time, and they were just like, hey, we're just going to sit back and dare you guys to shoot a 3. And Bradley Beal has not shot the 3 well at all. I wrote up the numbers, and right now he's 11 for 48 from the 3-point line. That's 22% from the 3. We know he's a way better shooter than that. He hasn't shot the 3 well the last couple of years because he's had to shoot off the dribble, and he's better as a catch and shoot guy. Coming off screens. He had the comparisons to Ray Allen early in his career because he was so good coming off screens and catching and shooting. But 11 for 48 is just not good. He did have stretches where he was taking to the basket, getting downhill in the scoring. I want to say right before halftime, we cut it. We were down by 3 at half, and then they went on some runs. It was unacceptable. The defense defending the 3 tonight, we just weren't great. Gallinari, like you said, had a couple open threes in the corner. Then Bogdanovich hits a 3. Trae Young getting to the basket, getting fouls. Capella killed us tonight too. John Collins hurt us tonight too. Both those bigs, they had really good chemistry. Like Capella had a couple dunks in the beginning, and John Collins just making passes to Capella. They got a deep team. Bogdanovich, Lou Will coming off the bench. They had, I want to say 1, 2. DeAndre Hunter played well tonight. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in double figures tonight. Cam Reddish got in the mix as well tonight, 3 for 6 from the field. We just we couldn't put it together. We went on runs, and then we had some lapses here. We weren't able to knock down the three. We had a couple turnovers, some bad turnovers down the stretch too. A couple air ball threes down the stretch too. We did try to chip away. Like you said earlier, I thought we still fought. You didn't see any guys hanging their heads and just giving up. So that's one positive note there that we kept chipping away. I want to say we chipped the lead down to like 7 with about a minute and 30 left. We just didn't throw the towel in yet. We just kept fighting. But the Hawks, they wanted revenge. I thought we outplayed them the first time we played at home, and they were like, hey, they're a playoff team. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year for a reason, so they're no slouch. And if we do see them in a playoff series, this is how it's going to be, going back and forth, just having that home court advantage too. The free throw discrepancy, I didn't think the refs were awful, but 26 free throws to our 16 free throws. That's a pretty good difference right there. And we were 100% from the 29 free throws to our 16. That's a pretty big difference. And they didn't miss a free throw tonight. We didn't miss one either, but they shot at a high clip. And we're not going to win a lot of games if there's a free throw discrepancy like that. And they out rebounded us tonight too. So we're not going to win a lot of games like that. But before we do, we want to get to the Davis Bertans injury and just get to some more news and notes, some more individual performances from tonight. And then the Wizards did unveil their jerseys, the city jerseys, but we're going to talk about that tomorrow before we preview the Raptors and when we play the Raptors on Wednesday night. And then also tomorrow we're going to talk about where the Wizards fell in the power rankings this week. So that was pretty interesting. But before we get into more of the game recap, this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks has the best NBA DFS prop game on the market. Have you heard about Prize Picks? Prize Picks is daily fantasy made easy. I love this, and I know you will too. Prize Picks offers more NBA props than any other DFS prop operator and offers all the superstar players as well as bench players, only recording a handful of minutes each game. Prize Picks offers any prop you can think of, from yardage to touchdowns, even interceptions thrown. You pick 2 to 5 players and an over-under on their projections, and you can whip up 10 times on any entry, and it's just you versus the projected numbers. All of your users that deposit and use your promo code will receive a 100% instant deposit, match up to $100. Just be sure to use promo code NBA. Prize Picks allows mixed sports entries. Use the award-winning app on both the App Store and Google Play. Entries can be made in 60 seconds or less. It's that easy. Prize Picks is safe and offers fast withdrawals. Don't hesitate. Check out prizepicks.com and use promo code NBA, or go to your app store and download the app today. Prize Picks is daily fantasy made easy. All right, so let's get more into the game here. What were some more things that you liked and didn't like, and who individually stood out to you from the Washington Wizards?
I would say someone who stood out to me was definitely Deni. I think offensively, Deni looked good. I think this was one of his best offensive games of the season. I think defensively, he played well once again. And like I've been saying, if he can get that offensive output up there with that defensive output, I mean, we're looking at a pretty good player. So I definitely want Deni to continue. He had 9 points, 4 for 5 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. I want him to continue to be aggressive offensively and continue to get more comfortable. One player I'm kind of disappointed in, not really within his play, but just the amount of time he had to play, was Daniel Gafford. He only played 15 minutes tonight coming back from injury. I know early on in the game, in the first quarter, he had a big impact. I know later on he had that 2-hand block, but it's tough that we, didn't get to see more of that because he picked up so many fouls. He had ended the game with 4 fouls, but I mean, he still had 3 blocks, and he only played 15 minutes. So imagine if he played like Montrez played 33 minutes, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that Daniel Gafford had to sit because he picked up a lot of fouls. So, and that's something we've talked about before in the past. We love Daniel Gafford, but he has to be able to stay on the floor for more than just 15 minutes a game, etc., because he's picking up the 3rd foul or 4th foul in the 3rd quarter. So definitely Gafford, less fouls for sure. Deni Avdija, impressive. And I'm curious about Kispert and his playing time, etc., with Davis going down.
Yeah, I love Daniel Gafford. I was happy to see him back. He did make an impact defensively, the 2-hand block. He had another swat volleyball type block in the beginning of the game as well. He had a nice dunk on Gorgie Jang where he basically just hung on the rim and just put Gorgie Jang in the rim as well. But like you said, I mean, he cannot he has been foul prone in the past, and then of course the stamina as well. 4 fouls early, within how many minutes did he play? 15 minutes. 4 fouls in 15 minutes. It just can't happen. I know the refs were a little nitpicky too on the fouls, but it just can't happen. That's why he had to sit on the bench a lot of the times last year. So we don't want any excuses for Gafford not to get 25 to 30 minutes. 3 blocks is really good. That's a high clip in 15 minutes. It was his first game back from the thigh contusion or the quad contusion. So I am expecting him to be more disciplined on the defensive end and a little bit better offensively. I thought he got blocked a couple times where he could have finished. Trez had a couple drops in the beginning of the game. I thought he started off a little slow. He didn't start off with that high energy. So I don't know if we're going to get a tweet from him tonight saying that Trez has to be better. We'll see how the press conference goes. I thought Dinwiddie had a good game, 14 points and 10 assists. He's had a really good assist to turnover ratio. He's had a really good pace of the game, and he was going downhill against DeAndre Hunter and getting buckets and creating some fouls as well. I thought he played a solid game. Didn't shoot the ball well from the 3, 1 for 5 from the 3, but I thought he did other things really, really well. And Kyle Kuzma was 4 for 9 from the 3, 18 points. The only problem I had with him that one time was where he tried to dribble through the zone. I thought we didn't execute through the zone because the Hawks, they just sat back and dared us to shoot. That probably was their scouting report. That's what Nate McMillan obviously told him because that's what they did all game, just sit back. And Kyle Kuzma tried to dribble through the zone one time or dribble through 3 people, and he lost the ball, and that was down the stretch too. That kind of hurt us right there. Not kind of hurt us. That did hurt us. So just better ball movement. A lot of people call it hero ball, but we just there was a good amount of open threes that we did not knock down tonight. But this was Deni's best game by far. This game really made me excited to see more from Deni. I thought he was confident taking it to the basket. He had a fast break. He dunked the ball instead of laying it up. You're 6'9", so please dunk the basketball. He hit a 3 as well. He just looked confident in the flow of the offense. So I thought this was Deni's best game by far. Thought he was solid defensively too. So there were some, of course, you can harp on the negatives because we lost. But I thought there were some positives too. And then to the point with Davis Bertans tried to dunk on somebody, and then he got hurt the one time he tries to dunk on somebody. So that's unfortunate. It's a sprained ankle. We know sprained ankles, they're not anything to play with. So hopefully he can be back sooner than later. But it does open up the door for a guy like Corey Kispert to get more playing time. He did hit his first NBA 3, and he had a nice dunk on a fast break as well. So I like that bench lineup today. I thought that was our best lineup with Aaron Holiday, Howell Neto, and Corey Kispert. And I think Dinwiddie was interchanged with the bench lineup too. Harrell was interchanged with the bench lineup because Harrell came off the bench tonight. But we hope Davis is okay. But this is Corey Kispert's opportunity to step up and get some more playing time. KCP had 11 points tonight. So, yeah, we just got to move the ball better and three-point shooting, rebounding. We got out-rebounded tonight because they're bigs. They just outplayed us tonight. They just outplayed 40. They had 47 rebounds. We had 36 rebounds. And we had 12 turnovers tonight. Not a lot of turnovers. And we actually scored more points in the paint than them. We had 48 points in the paint. They had 42 tonight. But from the three-point line, they shot 38% from the 3. We shot 33. So they shot the 3 at a high clip. So they definitely shot the lights out at one point in time. But we are going to get to our player of the game just from each side. It probably won't be a player of the game from the Washington Wizards because nobody really earned that tonight. So we'll just talk about our player of the game and X factor of the game from both sides, and then we'll probably head out and then get ready for the next episode to get ready for these Raptors. Man, we want people to get loud and excited for this game against the Raptors. It's going to be a big game. They're going to want revenge too, so we got to step up. The Celtics try to get their revenge, but we beat them. Hawks ended up getting their revenge, but it's going to be a tough Eastern Conference battle. So we really got to take care of these games, and the Raptors game is going to be huge. I just want to thank you guys for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms. This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big business, so upstarts, startups, and established businesses alike can sell everywhere. Synchronize online and in-person sales and effortlessly stay informed. Scaling your business is a journey of endless possibility, and Shopify helps you make your entrepreneurial dreams come true. I love how Shopify has the tools and resources that make it easy for any business to succeed from down the street to around the globe. Shopify powers over 1.7 million businesses from first sale to full scale, reaching customers online and across social networks with an ever-growing suite of channel integrations and apps, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and more. It allows you to gain insights as you grow with detailed reporting of conversion rates, profit margins, and beyond. Go to shopify.com/lockedonnba, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/lockedonnba right now. Shopify.com/lockedonnba. This episode is also brought to you by Bet Online. We're back and better than ever. A new web interface for the start of the basketball season and more props, odds, and listens than ever before. Bet Online remains your number one spot for all the basketball and football action this season. Head to our new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code LOCKEDON to receive your bonus. From basketball, football, baseball, to NHL, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, so D, who is your player of the game, and then who is your X factor? And then where do you want to see the Wizards improve on?
From the Hawks side, I definitely think I got to go with the X factor being Gallinari. I think he came in hot from three. I think that really helped boost the Hawks. And the Wizards have had issues in the past guarding guys off the bench and keeping them from not being hot from three. The very first game against the Celtics, Dennis Schroeder, he had a good three-point shooting night off the bench. Patty Mills against the Nets, he had a good three-point shooting game off the bench. Then Gallinari, he was 4 for 7, but he came in hot shooting from three off the bench. I would say the player of the game, I would have to give it to I'd say give it to Trae Young. I mean, 11 for 11 from the free throw line, 26.6 assists, 4 rebounds, 7 for 16 from the field. Didn't shoot the best from three, but I mean, he was the orchestrator of that offense for today. And I mean, he's a tough guy to stop. And what I want to see the Wizards improve on personally, just keeping the fouls down. You know, I don't want to see teams shooting 30 free throws. You know, that's not where you want to be at. You giving guys 29 opportunities to get points. You know, they get into the line and shooting the ball 29 times from the free throw line is not a recipe for success. So they gotta lower the fouls. They got to, I would say, just it's hard to say shoot better from three. It's just hard to say, yeah, shoot better. Of course, we would all like for them to shoot better from three. I can always just say, yeah, shoot better. But, right. I mean, it would be nice for them to, you know, heat up a little bit or have one of those games where they're just hot and it's like everybody's just hitting it. You know, they haven't had an offensive game like that where they've just been extremely hot from the field, extremely hot from three, where it's like these guys can't miss. So I would say those two things mainly.
Yeah, Trae Young, he controlled the game at some points. He got to the free throw line at will, 11 for 11 from the free throw line. My bold prediction was for Bradley Beal to shoot 10 free throws, and let me see where that matched up. He got to the free throw line 1 for 1 from the free throw line. So that's a big reason why we lost too. Bradley Beal didn't get to the line. He wasn't going downhill and just keeping the defense on their heels. He did at one point had that spurt before the end of the half, but he definitely didn't get anywhere near the bold prediction that I had for double-digit free throws. Trae Young got there. And even with the new rules, he was able to create contact and get, you know, he had Kuzma matched up on him a couple times. He did a couple step backs and, you know, and one type moves and got Kuzma up in the air, was able to get by Howell Neto a couple times and get to the basket and score. He definitely controlled the game. But the Hawks have a balanced team. They have a deep team. Their X factor tonight is tough. And then Trae Young, he tried to get away with a kickball. They rolled the ball out on one play. He tapped and kicked it. Thought he was going to get away with it. But my X factor tonight, it's a tough one. You can go with Capella. You can go with Gallinari. Gallinari's numbers, and he only had 12 points tonight, but he killed us in the beginning of the game. 4 for 7 from the 3-point line. I'll probably go with really. It's tough. It's tough. I'm gonna go with John Collins because he had an all-around game and he had that clutch jumper. I want to say it was over Kuzma to kind of put the low-key dagger in us. So 12 points, 6 assists, and 9 boards from him. I thought he was their X factor tonight because he did it from all around. And then he had a crazy offensive rebound where he just jumped over. I want to say it was either Gafford or he jumped over Montrezl Harrell down the stretch and got them offensive rebound. That definitely put us out of the way and finished the Wizards off to put the nail in the coffin. So that was my X factor right there. When I want to see them improve, like you said, 3-point shooting, Bradley Beal. We want to see our best player make shots that we usually see him make, or just wide open threes. You know, he's getting wide open shots. He's been able to create for himself like he always does, but he's just not. He hasn't been able to knock down the three. He's shooting 22% from the 3-point line. He has one of the worst effective field goal percentage in the league. So Bradley Beal, his effective field goal percentage is 39.5%, which ranks last among 36 players with at least 100 field goal attempts in the NBA. That was I saw that stat before going into the game tonight. That was the stat. So it's just telling statistically, but I think he'll get out of the shooting slump. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. You guys let us know what you guys think in the comments, and then I do want to see. Hopefully, Davis can be back, but we'll see how the rotation goes with Davis, and then Daniel Gafford. We just want to see him foul less. So those are some of the improvements that I want to see, and us just getting to the free throw line more and defending the 3-point line better. Just can't let guys like Gallinari get open shots. We cannot let Fred VanVleet on Wednesday night get open shots. They're shooters. Gary Trent just can't let that happen. So, but yeah, we'll wrap it up here. 5-2. It's a long season. We're probably like number 2 in the Eastern Conference. I know you're excited that we were number 1 in the Eastern Conference after that Celtics win. I saw your tweet. But yeah, if you have any more thoughts about tonight, because I know you missed out. You know, D was questionable on Saturday, but he was able to come back.
I was definitely questionable. I think
you had the flu game.
Yeah, I had the flu game. 5-2. I would say 5-2. It looks pretty good, man. I mean, I don't think any of us expected a 5-2 record at this point. Let's be honest. So I mean, I know we're disappointed right now, but 5-2 looks good. And I mean, if you look at this stretch of games, Nets, Celtics, Hawks, Celtics, Hawks. I mean, we were just hoping to maybe win 2 of those. And I mean, they won 3. They went 3-2 in that little stretch. So, I mean, I take it. 5-2, I'll take it, man.
Yeah, I'll take it too. I mean, we got the Raptors on Wednesday night at 7, Grizzlies on Friday, and Bucks on Sunday. Those are the next 3 games. All 3 games are at home. So, but yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here and get ready for tomorrow. Get ready for this game on Wednesday. I just want to make sure you guys check. Thanks for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. Also, now make your second listen. Locked On Fantasy Basketball with Josh Lloyd. He hosts the #1 daily fantasy basketball show on the planet. It's a free and available on all platforms. So tomorrow we're going to preview the Raptors game and then talk about the city jerseys that were released, and also talk about the NBA Power Rankings and some guys that were nominated for Eastern Conference Player of the Week, but they didn't get it. But we'll just talk about the guys got nominated. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the notification bell for daily videos, and hail to the Wizards. Peace.